85% of the right brain is developed by 3. And you being there changes the architecture of that brain. That's how important you are.
You keep mentioning 3 years old. Why 3 years old?
There are certain what we call critical periods of right or social emotional brain development. One is 0 to 3, and it's the most important because what's happening is something called neurogenesis. So it's the growth of cells. And your presence as a parent who provides safety and security, buffers your child from stress, regulates their emotions, is critical to them growing that right brain, because 85% of the right brain is developed by 3. Crazy, right? 85%. And you being there changes the architecture of that brain. That's how important you are. Like, people come up to me in cocktail parties and they'll say to me, I don't have to be there. My baby's just sleeping and pooping and, they don't need me. I'm going to be around when they're talking and walking. I'm like, no. I'm like, you got it wrong. I'm like, you have to be here now, because now is when the cell growth is happening. Every time a baby snuggles and takes the breast and looks at you with their eyes and you sing to them, thousands, millions of synapses are firing. Okay, so think of a garden. By 3 years of age, you're growing a garden. This is an abundant garden of brain tissue. If you do it right, it grows, it overgrows, the flowers, the vegetables, it's growing crazy. Okay, now, after 3 years old, they go into childhood. From 3 years old till about 9 years old, it's still growing, but it's not growing at the same pace. So say that it's still like growing a little, like the garden grows in one big burst and then little bursts. So from 3 to 9, it's still growing, right? But not to the same degree as the first critical period of brain development. Now adolescence comes, 9 to 25. And now you have to prune back the garden, because if you don't prune back the cells you don't need, it's as damaging to the brain as if you didn't grow them to begin with. So in these 2 critical windows, the environment dictates, do the cells grow? Do they get pruned? And when they're really little, you're their environment. You're it. Tag, you're it. When they're in adolescence, you're a very important part of the environment, but not all of their environment. They have friends, they have school, they have activities, right? It's very important if you can get to the first window to get there, because you don't know what's going to happen to them and you want to fortify them, right? You want to fortify them so when they get to adolescence, which is really painful and hard and a struggle, that they have the inner resources to cope with adolescence, because it's so hard, adolescence.